Welcome back to the vlog and welcome back to Siawi, Papua New Guinea. My name is Ryan. We're just heading over on an 8-minute flight over these mountains behind me up to Sotomi. So let's get started. Igniters on, fuel pump on, and low start. Once our ITT drops below our 200, we'll introduce our fuel. There we go. Because I just shut down, otherwise it has some residual fuel potentially in there and it can kind of make a little bit louder of a boom when it starts up. Alright, generator on, our V2, prop forward, alternator in our aux bus. Yeah, we're just jumping over the hill behind me, 8-minute flight. We're dropping off 2 guys, as well as a lawnmower. So one of our patrons, Edward Turner, bought it for these guys out here. He saw one of my videos saying that their lawnmower had died. So yeah, super generous of Edward Turner for helping us out. Our blower's going. I got my weight in there. We're 5,600 pounds, so we'll rotate at 56 knots. And come back in at 65 if we had to, or, well, when we do up at Sotomi. Caps and selectors are good, our controls are good. We're just heading up to not even 5,000 to get over there. Switches and instruments, we've already got our VREF, our landing, our VREF, and our takeoff rotate speed. Our T's and P's are all good where we want them. Let's get our radar going. On standby. Flaps are set, indicated, and verified at 20. Our trims are set up. If we're not airspeed allowed by the second cone on the left, we'll go ahead and reverse. Heavy braking, cut off, pull off, and shut off. If we're going off, we'll go off straight ahead. After takeoff, pitch for 85, consider EPL, consider feather. Otherwise, 80 full flaps, cut off, pull off, and shut off down to the river. Emergencies, masters, and crack my door. Alright, ignition is on. It's called Moresby. Moresby 8819er, November Tango Zulu, taxi, Sotomi, correction, Siawi, Sotomi 3 POB.
November Tango Zulu, no reported traffic.
November Tango Zulu. Alright, ignition inlet and lights. Throw over lights on. We're already on bypass. We just did that. Ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. 33 degrees at sea level, 1470. Rotate to 56. Alright, 1470. Alright, torque is set. Airspeed's alive. There's 40, there's continuing. There's 58 and fairly airborne. Their nose over, go underneath these birds. And then we'll climb out at 73 knots. Get over these trees first.
Terrain, terrain, yes. Pull up, pull up.
He knows best. Forgot to turn off my TAWs. We're climbing through our 500 feet AGL. We will start putting our nose over, getting our speed up, getting our flaps out so we can get closer to our VY, our best rate of climb, so that we can get the most amount of altitude in the shortest amount of time so we can get up over these mountains, probably around 2,500 feet. All right, bring our prop back to 2,000 RPM. Alright, looks like we'll go through that valley over here. All these mountains have clouds right on the tops of them, but I think that's the valley that we actually need to get into anyways. So, we can go ahead and we'll just leave our landing light, our engine bypass. We can turn off our igniters though. Everything else, like I said, we're just going over there and in like 5 minutes we're going to be in the pattern again. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait till I get to my pattern before I call for my SAR, because I don't need to be calling back and forth. It just adds to my workload, which decreases safety. So in like 2 minutes I'm going to be cresting over this mountain right back into their pattern anyways. Alright, there's 2,500 feet. We'll just level off at 2,500 feet. I think that should get us just fine into what we need to. Throw autopilot on just for a second so I can get my strip chart open. And also bring our power back down to probably 1,100 foot-pound of torque. Alright, here's sort of me, 420 feet elevation, so our pattern altitude is going to be at 1,400 feet. 610 meters long, it's really not, it's quite a bit shorter than that, it's probably like 530 because, well, there's about 75 meters of it that has been, there's like a, I don't know how to put it, like a marsh partway down the runway that we just can't use it. So, it's flat, it's beautiful, there's a really nice river at the end of it that's just really awesome. It's a really fun approach, you kind of come in at a little bit of an angle and then kind of dogleg over to get onto final just because of the hills and whatnot. So yeah, it's just a really, really pretty place. Once I crest over these mountains right here, I can just kind of head down in through the valley. So I've got one more ridge right once I pass this little hill right here. Alright, one more ridge over there just to pass over top of, and then we'll drop on down to 1,400 feet for our pattern. If you guys want to try this exact same route on your home simulator, I'll leave a link down below to a Patreon link where I'll post this exact same flight. I doubt it's an X-plane. Someone can make one. If you want to, contact me and I'll send you some details so you guys can actually develop it for X-plane. But more than likely it's on the new Flight Simulator 2020. So if you're interested in trying this exact same little route out, I'll leave kind of a screenshot of my track and where I'm going and altitudes and weather and whatnot so you guys can simulate this exact same flight from your home. This is a really, really pretty part of PNG, especially when you get down low. The rivers and stuff are just super, super clear. There's lots of gold up here in this area, so there's a lot of, that's how the people up here, I would say, is probably the biggest cash crop is gold in this area. So yeah, they do a lot of panning and whatnot. The rivers up here are just absolutely incredible, just super, super clear. Alright, let me just quickly look one last time at landing. We're going to be landing on runway 30. Just climb up a tiny bit more, hit our OBS, turn it to runway 30. And we'll turn this heading bug just so it's perpendicular. I left my engine inlet into bypass just because I am flying low, kind of at the bird level, especially as I pass through some of these gaps getting down in here and then once I'll be in the pattern. So I just left it on bypass today in case I do suck up a bird. It will just be spit right back out the bottom of the aircraft. Alright, there it is just ahead of me, so brakes and selectors are good. TAWS is still turned off. Our VREF is still 65 knots. Hello, Mooresby.
500.
Mooresby 8819er, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu, also go ahead.
November Tango Zulu departed Sormi. Time on the hour, now in the circuit, Siawi, correction, in the circuit, Sormi, report after landing, November Tango Zulu.
November Tango Zulu.
Right, yeah, that's all confusing, there's too much alike. Alright, lights and inlet are done. Abort an emergency. This one is kind of short final. If we do have to go around, it's just going to be straight ahead. Power up 20 degrees. Straight ahead of maneuver is required, and then come up into this valley here, and then just do a nice big 180 back out. If we do need to, it's, yeah, power up 20 degrees, pitch for 73, reset torque to 740. Alright, prop and harness. We can do harness, and we'll do prop now. We're just 1.7 miles out. Right in front of me. We'll do flaps to go. Let's go ahead and start slowing down so I can get my flaps in. Right, below 138 knots, we'll go 10 degrees of flaps. We got another 280 feet to go before I'm at pattern altitude. Yeah, you can see the cones are moved probably 75 meters or so before the end of the runway, because there's a marsh right there, kind of a stream that kind of goes right through that area, more or less, so. All right, beam the numbers, we'll go 20 degrees of flaps. Just gonna go over to this hill up here,
500.
go through a low spot, and then come right back around over to this mountain and hit the top of that just right at 900 feet, which is just 500 feet above the touchdown zone. On 65 on downwind, 75 on base, and 85 on downwind. Here's the low spot I'm talking about. We'll go through this and then top of the hill over there. Then final, we kind of have to dogleg over to get onto it, because even over top of this hill here, I'm not going to be lined up with the end of the runway.
500.
All right, now I'm going to just start slowing down to my final, 65 knots, and try to get 900 feet going through this little gap right here. We got 80 feet more to go. Flaps checklist is complete until SAR. I got 3 knots ahead when it looks like. Can dogleg over here, just follow on the edge of this hill. Turning final, slowing to 65. Looks like they got some new cones out here. This looks nice. Alright, looks good. One out of tailwind now. A little bit fast. Up over these trees, now I can go back down. Alright. Idle, flaps up because I'm stuck in ground effect. Here we go. Alright, nice and firm. And low idle. Just gonna flip around right here, park back over there. I only want to get in the sides because this one's usually kind of soft on the sides. I have been stuck here, so. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Hope you guys enjoyed that really short flight over here. Like I was saying, if you guys want to see some on-the-ground content, I'm going to be giving these guys a lawnmower today. Like I said, one of our patrons donated it, so many, many thanks to him for doing that. But if you want to see that, I'll leave a link down below. It's just, I'll make it a free video for everybody to see that kind of video on this one. So thanks again, guys, and you guys have a great day. Alright, for shutdown, I just got my fuel and my ending hobs. Turn off our blowers, all of our lights, fuel pump. Let me give a call real quick to Moresby. Moresby 819er, November Tango Zulu on the ground. Sorry me, cancel SAR.
November Tango Zulu, sorry me, SAR terminated.
November Tango Zulu.